Masterpiece by Alexandra Hoffman, illustrated by Beatrice Mello. Samuel loved blue. He loved it so much that he made his world blue. The walls in his room were blue, and his stuffed animals were too. His backpack was blue. His clothes were too. Blue shirts, blue pants, blue socks, and even blue shoes. Everything's better in blue, he thought. One day at school, Samuel's teacher told the class, "It's time to draw a picture of you and your family playing outside. Make sure to add lots of color." Samuel put on his headphones and got to work. His classmates drew green grass, white clouds, red slides, yellow suns, purple skipping ropes, and pink running shoes. Not Samuel. His drawing was filled with every shade of blue. Sky blue, ocean blue, midnight blue, sapphire blue, turquoise blue, teal blue, and indigo blue were all there. Everything's better in blue, he thought. It's time for everyone to share what they drew. Who wants to go first? Miss Anderson asked the class. Gabby's hand shot up. "This is a picture of me and my family at the playground. We went there yesterday. I love when my dad pushes me on the swings." "Lovely," Miss Anderson remarked. "It looks like you swing as high as the clouds." Marcus went next. "This is a picture of me racing my brother down the hill in our backyard. We always run fast," he said. "Superb," Miss Anderson announced. "It looks like you run as fast as a cheetah." Next was Jasmine. "This is my sister and me skipping in our front yard. We like learning new tricks." "Marvelous," Miss Anderson exclaimed. "It looks like you skip as quick as a kangaroo." One by one, all the students shared their drawings with the class. When Miss Anderson called on Samuel, he didn't even notice. He was busy putting the finishing touches on his art. Everything's better in blue, he thought. Miss Anderson walked over to Samuel's table. She leaned down and quietly spoke. "Would you like to share your drawing with the class?" Samuel didn't look up. Instead, he excitedly flapped his hands. Even though Samuel hadn't said a word, Miss Anderson knew his creation was ready. Not looking away from his drawing, Samuel proudly held his artwork up for all to see. "It's wonderful! What a masterpiece!" Miss Anderson exclaimed. "A masterpiece?" Sophia blurted out. "It's just blue. Drawings shouldn't be one color." "But don't you see? There is lots of color," Miss Anderson replied. "Samuel has used every shade of blue. He's created a whole world with it. Some of us use all the colors, and some of us use shades of only one. Even though our art may be different, each is just as special." Miss Anderson picked up Samuel's drawing and tacked it up on an empty bulletin board, proudly displaying it for all to see. The shades of blue shone brightly. Samuel's smile shone brighter. And everyone marveled at the masterpiece in front of them. Big Dreams by Alexandra Hoffman, illustrated by Beatrice Mello. Gabby loved football. She watched football. She practiced football. She even dreamt about football. More than anything, she wanted to compete on her very own team. Every time she watched her brother play, or she watched a game on TV, Gabby imagined herself scoring the winning touchdown. Unfortunately, she didn't see girls play in the games she watched. "Girls don't play football," her brother told her. "Girls can get hurt," her mom said. Her dad saw things differently. "You have big dreams. You aren't meant to sit on the sidelines. You were born to shine." "I'll compete on a team one day and score the winning touchdown," Gabby thought each night as she drifted off to sleep. That fall, when Gabby was finally old enough to play on the local team, she knew she was ready. Unfortunately, not everyone thought it was a good idea. "Girls don't play football," her brother told her. "Girls can get hurt," her mom said. Her dad saw things differently. "You have big dreams. You aren't meant to sit on the sidelines. You were born to shine." Gabby decided that nothing would stand in her way. "I want to play." Her dad signed her up for the local football team the next day. Arriving at her first game with her team, Gabby noticed she was the only girl on the field. "You were born to shine." Even though she was nervous, she remembered her father's words. Mustering all her courage and might, Gabby played as hard as she could. She ran as fast as the wind. She dodged every player. She caught every pass. Other players were bigger, faster, and stronger, but no one was as fierce as her. It was a challenging game, but Gabby never gave up. She left everything on the field. With only a few minutes left, Gabby's team had a chance to get a touchdown and win the game. She sprinted to an open spot. Suddenly, the football was soaring through the air directly at her. To her excitement, she caught it. "You were born to shine." Gabby sprinted to the end zone, dodging player after player. 40 yards, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! The crowd went wild. Gabby couldn't believe it. "You did it, sis! You were amazing out there!" Her brother congratulated her after the game. "I'm so proud of you," her mom added. "My incredible girl!" her dad exclaimed. Gabby's smile stretched from ear to ear. Her big dreams had just come true. And she knew she was just getting started. Sparkle by Alexandra Hoffman, illustrated by Beatrice Mello. Jasmine loved stories. She loved listening to stories. She loved looking at pictures in books. She loved it when her teacher, Ms. Anderson, read fairy tales to her class. But Jasmine didn't love reading, and she especially didn't love writing. When Jasmine wrote, few understood what she was trying to say. She struggled to spell words correctly. She wrote B's instead of D's, and P's instead of Q's. Jasmine's sentences were wibbly-wobbly, like a winding country road, instead of straight, like a ruler. Sometimes she forgot to end her sentence with a period. Sometimes she wrote a capital letter when the word needed a lowercase letter. When Miss Anderson wrote on the board, Jasmine struggled to copy the words correctly. If she glanced away for even a moment, she often lost her place. When Miss Anderson asked students to read their writing aloud in class, Jasmine froze. Jasmine did her best to blend in, but during group work, things got too hard. She'd try and try the best she could, but usually she had to rely on others for help. One day, Miss Anderson announced, "It's time for everyone in the class to write a creative story." Oh no! Jasmine's mind was a tangled mess. What if I can't do it? What if my story doesn't make sense? Even though she was worried, Jasmine loved stories and wanted to create her own. While the other students started to write words and sentences, Jasmine decided to tell her story in a different way. Jasmine told a fairy tale story, just like the ones she loved. But unlike the stories of her classmates, hers wasn't written in words. When it was time to share, students read their stories out loud. Each tale was creative and unique, filled with big ideas. Jasmine hoped her wordless story would be enough. Even though she was nervous, Jasmine stood up and shared. The pictures came to life on the page as she presented her tale. Jasmine's story sparkled. When she finished, Marcus raised his hand. "I thought we had to write a story. Jasmine's story has no words. It's just pictures." Ms. Anderson smiled. "Everyone is different. Some people tell stories through writing. Some people share stories through spoken words. Some people tell stories through illustrations. Each of us communicates and tells stories in our own way. Jasmine's story is perfect the way it is." All of the students gazed at Jasmine and her beautiful, wordless story. The pictures sparkled with creativity. The colors sparkled vibrantly. And everyone marveled as Jasmine's sparkle lit up the room. Marvelous by Alexandra Hoffman, illustrated by Beatrice Mello. Marcus loved to build. Every material was an invitation to explore, and every day was an opportunity to create. "I built another marvel!" he exclaimed. But sometimes building houses, towers, and bridges got in the way of everything else. When his teacher, Miss Anderson, asked his class to write a story, Marcus was distracted by his pencils and built a rocket ship. When he was asked to write spelling words, he picked up paper and constructed a robot. When he was assigned math problems, he built crayon houses instead of number sentences. When Miss Anderson asked the class to create a blueprint design for a new school playground, Marcus was ready to try his best. As he pulled out his pencil, the blocks in the corner caught his attention. Suddenly, his busy brain shifted. He got out of his chair, a builder on a mission. He was inspired. "Marcus, time to focus on your blueprint," Ms. Anderson reminded him gently. "I will, but did you see my marvel?" Marcus replied. Marcus tried again and again to focus on the task, but every time a material caught his eye. It was hard to sit still. It was hard to focus. When it was time to play soccer outside, Marcus built a tower. When it was time to borrow books from the library, he built a bridge. When it was time to play tag at recess, Marcus built a zip line. Soon enough, the entire school became his design lab. He tinkered, he experimented, he failed, he had new ideas. He tried again. Finally, he was ready. On the day of the presentations, students shared their blueprints. Each one showed extravagant playgrounds filled with extraordinary structures. When it was his turn, Marcus stood proudly at the front of the class and shared his project. Jasmine raised her hand. "I thought we had to draw a blueprint. Marcus didn't do that." Marcus looked at his creation. "This is how my brain saw my playground. This is how I imagined my design." Even though it was different than what the other students had done, it was exactly perfect for him. Everyone in the class admired his playground. His creation was beyond anyone's imagination. It truly was a marvel. And everyone gazed at the marvel in front of them.
Thank you for coming to the story room. If you like this story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.